If you're ready to harness the power of your communications data, blast off with Nylas today.
Hello, welcome to Coding with Nylas, the live stream where we talk about programming, APIs, and much more. My name is Blag, Senior Developer Advocate.
And my name is Ram, Developer Advocate at Nylas. Blag, how you been?
I'm doing fine, thanks. I'm actually having a new schedule. So it's 2 p.m. here in Ottawa or in Ontario. So we just changed the schedule just to accommodate for some people that probably was too early for them. So hopefully this is going to be nicer.
Yeah, hopefully people on the West Coast can join us with their morning coffee. We'd love to have more viewers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So before we jump in, don't forget to like and subscribe. Just go to our YouTube channel, thumbs up, subscribe, and you're gonna get notified when we schedule something fun to show on the live stream.
Yeah.
So let's jump in. So today we're gonna talk about how to locally test your webhooks using Python. And this is not something new. You, Ram, already covered a long time ago doing this with Node.js. I cover it with Ruby, do it on a terminal, with Java, doing it on a web application, and sending SMS messages via Twilio. But this time, as we're using Python, I wanted to use something else. So we're going to create actually a desktop application using DearPyGui. So let me put the name here so people know that it's actually pronounced DearPyGui, which is a library that is based on Dear I'm GUI, which is a C++ library. And let me quickly share my screen so you can actually see how it looks here. So this is DearPyGui. It's an amazing, modern, fast, and powerful GUI framework for Python. It allows you to do amazing things. It's pretty flexible. Its learning curve, it's kind of easy. And the look and feel is really just great. And I mean, it's based on a C++ library that had a lot of support. So doing it in Python, I think, makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of things you can do. That comes with a demo showing you everything you can do. So that's amazing. Just totally check it out. But what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna launch it. Here we have it. We're gonna have our monitor. We're gonna have our webhook table with an ID, date, email from, email to, title, and type. But we're also gonna have this here, which is gonna count how many emails we were sent or how many emails we received. So let me jump into my mailbox and I'm gonna send an email to myself. I always send testing webhooks. Hello, there from Webhooks. And I'm having problems.
Yeah, webhooks are quite powerful for building on your application where you can just get notifications when you need to act on. And that's something we've covered in the past as well, just different ways to work with the webhooks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love working with webhooks. And the funny thing is that because I test them so much, I tend up to send myself a lot of emails. So I have like 90 emails just talking about webhooks, which is kind of funny.
And just to clarify, the webhooks we've been showing are all baked into the Nylas SDKs. So all the webhook local development or local testing with webhooks are all available in the actual SDKs themselves.
Yes, exactly. That's one of the coolest things. And I'm going to send an email from my account to my Gmail. More webhooks. And it's funny that it's not showing up yet. Oh, okay, there it is. Great. Took a little bit of time, but then you see here's the ID, here's the date, the email that we're sending from. So I send it from my personal email to my Nylas account, setting webhooks, the message was created, and here you can see that we have one on the received because we get an email. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and open up that email so that we get like a message update notification. Then we have the one that I sent from my Nylas account to my personal account, which is a message created. So we have one sent, one received. And the one that I open is going to show up message updated. So just so people believe me, I'm going to send a second email. So you're going to see that this chart here is going to change. Change the bar plot. And here, well, actually, the content doesn't matter too much. I'm just going to send the email. And we should get it in a second. I see my internet connection is not that stable today. So let's hope it doesn't get too long so before I get it.
So would this be a message created event?
Yeah, it should be a message created, yes.
Okay.
And you see, then the send went up to 2, and the received is just on 1. So that's going to be changing depending on how many emails we sent or how many emails we received. And of course, we can create different kind of charts depending on what we want to do with the webhooks. So now I guess we can jump into the source code. Let me put this a little bit bigger. So as always, we love to use .env, so we can save our credentials in a safe place. We're going to load that. Also, we want to import DearPyGui as DPG. We're going to import Nylas, obviously. Services tunnel, so we can create a webhook channel. And the RESTful model, so we can read the information coming back. So it's important when we're working with DearPyGui, we need to create a context. And here we want to use another font. So we can grab any font that we want. We need to put on a folder called fonts and just call it from here. And then we can specify its size. So all the application is going to get that particular font. Also here, we want to initialize our SDK credentials. This one is for the webhook itself. And this one down below is to be able to read the content of the message or to read the email that we're getting. We're going to get a couple of variables to hold our information. So one is going to be the webhook list. It's this information that we're getting here. Sent and received is obviously going to be the amount of webhooks or emails sent and received. So this here is going to be the main function to run our webhooks. And I call it run webhook just because. So when a webhook notification gets triggered, we're going to launch an on message. And we're going to get a delta. So we're going to check on the type to see if the message, if the type was message created or message updated. With the ID, we can go and retrieve the information for that particular email. We're going to fill out the information like the ID, like the date. We're going to format the date, the email from, email to, and the type of the email. Here, this is only for messages created. When we create a message, we want to determine if we're sending or receiving an email. So we're going to get here if it was a received or sent. So we need to know who's sending the email, right? Here, we're going to update our bar plot. So we're going to say that the send, which is this one here, we're going to update it with the send value. And we want to update the received with the received value, which are these two, send and received. So every time we get a new one, this one's going to increase to 3, 4, 5, or whatever we have. Then we want to, so every time we get a new webhook, and this is probably not the best, but I think it's the only way you can do it, we need to actually delete the table and then recreate it to put all the information back. It's not that we can simply go and add a new record. We need to delete everything and then recreate it. But because we're using an array we just can put that information in. So we delete the table, we create it again, we say headers, and then we go through our webhook links array and we simply add the text for each of the ID, date, email from whatever, for all the webhook that we have received. When we get connected, we go to on open. So we know that our webhook was open, as you can see here. I put a little message just to know that the connection was made. If there's any errors, it's going to go to an error. So we're going to be able to print the error found. And this one is very important because this one is going to open the webhook tunnel and it's going to wait for incoming notifications. So here we're going to say that on message, we want to call the function on message. On open, we want to call the function on open. And on error, obviously, we want to call the on error function. Then here we're going to create the application window for DearPyGui. We're going to say that the label is going to be webhooks table, which is what you can see here, webhooks table. Then we're going to specify the position. We're going to say that it's not resizable, that we can just not close it like that. We're going to bind the font through the whole application. And here, as you can see, we're creating the initial table. Because we launch it, we're going to have the table with no records, but we still need to define it. Here, we're going to create the bar plot. So we're going to say here, we're going to add a legend. We're going to add the axis. And here, we're going to say that one is going to be sent, one is going to be received. So we're simply going to update that as I showed you before. To run the application, we're going to run the run webhook function. Here, we're going to create the viewport, which is going to be webhooks monitor. So the viewport is going to be this one here, kind of like the window. And then inside, we have our table and our bar plot. Also, we need to initialize the application, like setting up DearPyGui. We need to show the viewport. We need to start DearPyGui. And this might sound a little bit weird, but that's what we actually need to do. So we need to define the viewport, initialize the application, display the viewport, start the application, and finally, we need to destroy the context when the application ends. If we don't follow this, it's going to crash. And this probably comes from the C++ world. I'm not sure. But these are things that we need to actually add in order for the application to work. And as you can see, it works really nice. I love the interface. So definitely check it out, DearPyGui.
Yeah, the UI for DearPyGui, I know you were showing some other demos, but it's actually very slick UI to build with. And I didn't realize that you have to rebuild the UI each time, so you need to store everything that you've had from before.
Yeah, for the table, I was looking for a way to do it, and someone was saying, like, you actually need to delete the table, recreate it, and then populate it, which is not that bad. I mean, unless you have like 1 trillion records, but otherwise it's not that much of a problem. But anyway, so for this, we just use DearPyGui, and we use the Python SDK. But you know that we also have SDKs for Ruby, Node, and Java. So don't forget to go to our Nylas samples, github.com, Nylas samples, where we put all our samples from the live streams and the blog post. I have been updating that because I need to admit that I forgot to update it in a while. So I've been putting more. Also, don't forget to go to our Nylas.com blog, where we post every week something cool and new. Follow us on social for sure. LinkedIn, Twitter, we're kind of everywhere. So just let us know if you want to be a guest on the show, if you want us to do something in particular, if you love the show, if you hate the show, just let us know. We would love to get your feedback. and I hope you love the show.
We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. So I think let me do something real quick here because I think this is from the old one. So this is gonna just take a second.
For it. I was also going to say, I know, Blag, you're looking to have like our next guest, but I think your dog's been wanting to join the show for some time. I can hear it.
Yeah, that's right. He's been complaining.
He wants to spend more time with you outside. That's why. So
Yeah, that's right. So we have an update. So live stream every Wednesday and Friday, 2 p.m. EST, 9 p.m. PST. And that's PM, yeah, should be PM or AM.
it's sorry, AM. There we go.
All right,
Quick
perfect.
edit.
So 2 p.m. EST, 9 a.m. PST. That's awesome.
Cool.
So what's coming next? That's all we have that.
So for now, I'm going to work towards having something up for round robin scheduling.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so
That's
we
awesome.
have some topics up on our website on round robin scheduling. So we'll take a look at that and we'll see what this looks like when it's built out.
Cool. And just let us know that it's not written in stone. We can change. I mean, you're gonna see the announcement of what's coming actually. So just today in the morning, I was just switching things that I wanted to present something, but it's gonna take me a while. So I was like moving up and putting that to the very end because sometimes it's not that easy to build these demos.
Yeah, and I was gonna say before this blog was showing me a demo of a handful of things. we went on a rapid fire demo, so I'm looking forward to the next demos or live streams that we have coming out. But this was a lot of fun, blog.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, Ram. As always, a pleasure to talk with you, and great to have you guys here on the live stream. Just again, let us know what you want to see, what you don't like, what we can improve, and I hope to see you on Friday.
Awesome.
Bye, Ram.
See you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.